What's up, everybody? Hope everybody can hear me okay. I am coming to you on a very dark Wednesday evening, but been a couple of weeks, and now I'm back with y'all. What's happening, people? How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here today. That's me. That's my website. Look at it if you have Any questions about stuff, check out the description of this video. Have all of the info that you need regarding who I am, what I do, so forth and so on. But today we plan on getting back to the stuff that I used to do on here all the time, which is showing y'all how I do things. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Try to work on a couple of my birds, a couple of my oldest planes. Well, my oldest plane and one of my favorite planes. So I have my F-15 and my F-22. I'm taking the fan from my F-15 and putting it in my F-22. So we'll see. But anyway, we are here. Sorry for the delay, but I had to get stuff set up. I was talking to my kids, asking about the F-14 and what it did, so forth and so on. And yeah, Paul McNeil, I heard about it. That's pretty cool. But we want to get back to doing the stuff that I normally do on this channel, which is showing people how I do stuff and why I do what I do, so forth and so on. I want to do some more how-tos. Going to show some more of my setup. I have to have some prop planes to get put back together. So I'm going to be doing that too. But we're going to get back to doing what I used to do all the time, which was flying a lot and then showing people what it is that I do. What's up, Airvex? How you doing? So let me do the usual. I got to go through and shout out all y'all people that were coming in here and talking, because you guys are talking early. I didn't really blast this out to let people know I was doing a stream because I was supposed to be moving my days, and we will be getting back to that. But let me get the shout outs done first, because I do appreciate everybody coming in and saying howdy and all that. So to start out, Mr. Pete Lane, what's up, Pete? I haven't talked to you today, but Pete, what's happening? Mr. Mike Bird, another one of my members there. Mr. Big Chris, what is happening? We still got to figure out how to get that thing shipped. So if you can get that label done, I'll send it out to you. The Big Chris is a member. If you want to know how to become a member, check out the description. It shows you. Mr. Mike Bird from across the pond, what is up? Mr. Paul McNeil, what is happening? Snow River, who is another member, what is up? Snow River, how you doing? Thanks for the membership. Mr. Jeff in Lower Alabama, what is happening with you, my friend? And JCB67, what's up? Tim and Toutant, what's happening? That's the Fred Barron, one of my longest supporters. What is happening? Tim Toutant, what is happening? Glad you got that F-16 going. Looking forward to seeing the results too. Who else? Mr. Angelo, who happens to be a member as well. What is happening, Angelo? How you doing? Hopefully we get to fly together again soon. The weather's getting better, so maybe I'll do some traveling. Craig Bevan, what's happening? I think I said Airvex. What's up to you, Mr. Micah? How you doing? Who else? EQRC, glad to see you finally got your stuff, and thanks for posting those videos that you did. I still have to share more of what you do. Thanks for putting that stuff up. Oh, check that out. Mr. Tim Toutant is dropping super chats. Thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated. Not required, but they are appreciated when they show. Cool. So I think that's about it. I think we've got everybody that I haven't seen for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been flying. This Saturday I plan to fly. So going to take full advantage of the perfect weather for the next pretty much 2 weeks. It's going to be pretty nice. So this weekend it's supposed to be about 72 degrees, less than 10-mile-an-hour winds all day, and should be a good day. So we shall see. But anyway, what is up? And glad you guys are here. Let's do the usual and get to where people always ask questions and such. But Mr. Tim Toutant, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thank you very much. But But a couple of the people that are here in the chat ended up going to that cool fly-in that they had over in Alabama or Georgia. Was it Alabama? I don't know where it was. Somewhere. But it was a cool. It looked like it was pretty cool. Paul McNeil was there. Um, Jeff and Laura Alabama was there. Maybe that's why it was, because it was Alabama. But a couple of the other people that are frequently in here were there. Paul Ballard, Nate was there. Um, Dave Marshall. So they had a pretty cool flying clear out over there. Nate's being Mr. RC Superstar, flying out over there to go fly. I think that's a second or third event he's flown to, which is cool. Um, now that COVID's clearing up and not as crazy as it was, I'll probably start doing some stuff too, just for the hell of it. But so it looked like it was cool. They had a really cool flyover with the KC-135, which was awesome. Did 2 passes, which is cool. But so yeah, but if you guys have any questions, now is the time. As for flyovers here, I missed a good one yesterday. The AN-124 was back in town, which hasn't been here for a while, ever since this whole conflict started in the Ukraine. But the AN-124, which is a Russian cargo plane, it's like the copy of the C-5. That flew over yesterday, and I missed it. But we've seen some other cool stuff. I've had F-35s. The Google Alpha Jet flew over yesterday. Flies over almost every day. We've had F-18s. We've had a whole bunch of good stuff. And we're supposed to have a lot more. There's been C-17s, C-5s, E-2s. There should be more MV-22s coming, more F-18s. The F-5s are probably going to be coming back. Hopefully one of these days we'll get the F-16s to come in, the privately owned F-16s that they use for Department of Defense aggressor training. So we'll start getting some more cool stuff, hopefully. But so that's pretty much it. So let's see. Is there anything anybody's got questions about? Because it's always this little portion of the show where we do that. But since I've got everybody, hopefully have everybody's attention. Yeah, the Niners flyover was cool too with the B2. B2, B1. The B1 bomber, that was cool. But and Mr. Fred Barron, as always, a huge supporter of the channel, just dropped a PayPal payment, which I very much appreciate. Not required, but do appreciate it. Thank you, Fred Barron. Paul McNeil, yes. Nate is one of the best RC pilots I've ever met, especially considering how little he's flown. He flies better in the short period of time that he's been flying than a lot of people do that have been flying for a long time. It's just natural for him. So he flies pretty dang amazing. And the same thing goes for the full scale plane. So give him a hard time, call him super dingus and all that stuff, but truth of the matter is he's pretty damn good at what he does. Not a bad kid. But yeah, he's pretty dang awesome. Doesn't matter what it is, he can fly. Oh hey, seriously, so looks like Mr. Jeff in LA finally hit 1,000 subs. Sweet. Very, very nice. Very nice. Congratulations, Jeff in Laura, Alabama. Keep up the good work, so now I can actually drop a super chat. Yeah, so yeah, no, I give Nate a hard time here and there just because he does the same thing. But truth is, the kid's damn good. No other way around it. Pretty much all the kids I fly with, or used to fly with, because most of them aren't around anymore. But all the kids that I've flown with are really good. But yeah, Nate, and he's doing 3D stuff now too, so he's really doing good. Yerp. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't think Nate even plays video games. He's just good. It's just his thing. So yeah, anyway, so what's up? What else is going on, guys? My voice is all weird for some reason. Maybe I need to get some water or something. But so what's happening? How's y'all doing? Everybody been out flying? I mean, I haven't been flying. I've been messing with stuff, been sending out burners, and I sent out more today. But I haven't done anything RC related, really. I'll try to do some today for you guys to see. Excuse me for a second. So I'll try to do some today, so you guys can see. But so with my F-22, I have a setup in there that I actually first started with in my F-15. It was a one-off, a 40-82, 40 millimeter, 40 millimeter by 82 in length, 1900 kV inrunner that I used, and I'm using the FMS rotor. And I first used that in the F-15, and it worked really good. But I know that the F-15 just sucks power. You know, I don't know what it is. I think it's the washout in the wing. It takes a lot of watts to get the F-15 to fly good. And take the same setup like I did with my F-18. Take the same setup that you have in the F-15 and put it in another plane, and the other plane will be a rocket ship. And that's what happened with my F-18. My 90 millimeter F-18, I took the fan from my that I'd use in the F-15 that made it good, but I put it in the F-18 and it was freaking badass. So I'm going to take that same motor that's in the F-22, in the F-15, and move it to the F-22. Actually, it's the other way around. So I had it in the F-15 first. I moved it to the F-22, and the F-22 ended up becoming really good. So I have a fan in there now in the F-15 that is the FMS, and I plan to move it over to the F-22 because Nate has done that in 2 of his planes. It actually worked really good from what he said, and I saw it in the F-18. The F-18 flies amazing. So it's kind of the same thing I said. So I plan to take the fan that's in the F-15, which actually only draws about 106, 107 amps, and move it over to the F-22, and it should give it a pretty good boost, according to Nate. Big boost in power. So I will be following his lead on this to see how it goes. But some more people are popping in. I see Chris Mitchell. What's happening with Chris Mitchell? He put the Schubler that he bought from Hamilton in the F. So he's got the 12S F-22. That's a little more than I want to do. If I were to get a Schubler or a jet fan or any of those, I'd make sure to put them in a composite plane, because I think that foamies are kind of I don't think that they deserve that kind of a fan. That's why I like using the lower end, which are still decent fans, the FMS stuff. What's happening, Chris? Thanks for being here. JSRC Hobbies, what is happening? Haven't seen you here on here in a while. Glad you're here. But yeah, EQ, the F-15 is heavy, but even with the weight, I think it's the washout in the wing, because it just gets really draggy. I have been able to make the thing move like a rocket ship, but it took a lot to get it to do that. So I'm hoping that I'm able, because the same fans, like the one that I had in there, the 4092, big old huge boat motor. I used to put in the F-22, and it made the F-22 a rocket ship. I put that fan in the F-15 and it was good, but once I put it in the F-22, it was even better. Jeff Roberts, I just saw that. Thanks for coming here too, by the way. But I just saw the Venmo. Thank you. I wasn't worried about it. I knew you'd get to it eventually, but thank you. I appreciate it. Mr. Garfield Houston, what is up? I've been watching your videos of your new composite bird. Good stuff. Nice to see you trying something different. I'm thinking about possibly doing a composite EDF, but we'll see. I don't plan on doing anything turbine just because I don't want my car smelling like the stuff I work on. But no, won't be happy. If anybody has a turbine they want me to fly for them, I got no issue with that. But I ain't doing nothing my own where I got to bring that mess home. I hate the smell. Mr. Slapnuts, what's happening? How you doing? So, who else? Let's see what's going on here. So, Lionel Randall, what is happening? All well here. Hope you're doing good. Who's that going away? Tim Tutant. Tim, thanks for being here. And good luck with the new bird. Let me know if you need anything else for the F-16. Should be it. What is so? What else? Yeah. So also, so then that's the Black Horse then. Cool. Balsa and composite always fly really well. So whether it's balsa or composite, doesn't matter. They all work good. So Chris Mitchell, I'm running 6S on the F-15 and F-22 at the moment. The F-22 with the current setup is actually faster and has a better climb rate than the 8S with the setup that I'm using, but it's a high amperage 6S. Doesn't hurt the batteries at all. But if you want the most out of it, flying it with a 6,000 or higher with 50C or higher, and it screams with the F-22. But like I said, Nate was saying that the 6S 1850 kV worked really good in there, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what happens. But it is 6S. And IX-14, I don't know anything about that. If that's something new that just came out, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen that many people having that great of luck with the IX series. The NX has been bulletproof for me, but I have seen people with issues with their IX-12. It just doing random crap. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm fine with the NX-10 for now. The strange thing is, if I ever do venture into the larger, more expensive stuff, I'm probably either going to go Jetty or FR Sky, because they've got some new FR Sky stuff that's actually pretty cool. Probably try that. So, see if I can keep up with the chat here. People are chatting. Paul Ballard, what's happening? I see you. Don't get butt hurt just because he didn't say bye. And yes, Snow River, it irritates the crap out of me that they don't have any 64 millimeter 6S. They always try to come up with their own weird excuses of, oh, well, an outrunner and an inrunner, they can run the same kV. No, they're not the same. Not the same. As my Spanish exchange student used to say, not the same. Not the same. So, inrunners are always better. Back in the 2011 and 12, maybe a little earlier, they used to have some smaller 20, 22 millimeter and 20 and 22 millimeter inrunners that they'd use for for 64 millimeters, and then they had some smaller ones that they used for 50 mils. But I don't know what happened. They stopped making them. Chris Mitchell, I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know that it was even there. I saw their new old release of another Apprentice, another plane that's already out. They just made some changes to. Banana Hobby did the same thing with the MiG 20 with the MiG 17 that Hobby King used to make, and Hobby King used to sell it ready to go for $2.99. But for some reason, they've got two new paint schemes, and now Banana Hobby is selling that same plane, but they've added $200 to the price. I don't know how the heck that's going to work. I want the plane, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Anthony Lachey, what is happening, my friend? Thanks for being back. No, you didn't miss anything. Don't worry. Just nothing missed. I haven't done anything yet. Hopefully, I mean, it's not really going to be crazy informative. I'm just going to show you guys what it is that I've done on the planes that I've got. But just so everybody knows, I do plan on moving my show to Tuesdays because I've got stuff to do on Mondays and Wednesdays. And Tuesdays will probably start working out better. So, just keep that in mind. I wanted to do it this week, but something came up yesterday. So let's just keep your eyes on possible changes for the show day. I'll probably do it after Jeff's custom on Tuesdays. He's normally on Tuesdays, so I'll plan on doing my show after him, after I'm able to get some stuff done on Tuesdays. Paul Ballard. Oh, so Anthony, you did get to meet Nate. That's cool. Yeah, Nate is a good pilot. I will not take that away from him. He is a damn good pilot. An occasional pain in the ass, but he is a damn good pilot. A very good pilot. Well, you've never seen Nate fly. You can tell he enjoys flying. You need to stop giving away secrets, man. Nobody need to know that. Nobody need to know. Okay. We ain't talking about no OnlyFans. There is no OnlyFans. And that's the thing, Snow River. I think that the new FR Sky setup, which has all these crazy features, all of these things, I think they're less than 500. But it's got dual band, 900 megahertz, and then 2.4 telemetry, all these things. FR Sky is a good deal, and I think they're making the user interface a little bit better. So Paul, Nate wasn't being an ass biscuit. He was actually doing a good job. It was funny. I saw him flying into that pole, which was, I know it was something he was trying to get around it, but still. But anyway. So, yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, you're going to get 24 channels, and the thing's going to basically cost you about $500, I think. That's a bargain. That is totally a bargain. So, so I was joking. I saw what's his name, Paul Ballard had something on there about being a porn star or whatever. Had to segue off of that. But yeah, and Paul McNeil, I saw that the 21 foot wingspan plane flew pretty dang awesome. So yeah, it's but it looked like cool. It looked like it was cool. Looks like it weather vaned like crazy. And yeah, see, and that thing, it's got Hall effect gimbals. It's got all that stuff. You can upgrade things. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And yes, Angelo, as soon as you said that, they would be pilot. Yep. Yeah, it would be pilot. But yeah, Nate brings a stack of batteries out to the field, and when he brings a stack of batteries out to the field, he usually flies all those stack of batteries and charges them stack of batteries. He's always using them batteries. So yeah, I thought I had a lot of batteries, but Nate's got a lot of batteries, and he flies at home too. So yep. But anyway, so don't want to be on here forever tonight, but I may not get to do much more than just pull these things out for you guys to see. Um, blowing up my Facebook chat, but um, may not be able to do much more than just pull stuff apart so you can see it. The main reason why I wanted to get the F-22 apart is so that you guys can see. There's somebody that was asking about a twin setup for burners that doesn't affect thrust, and that's what I've got in the F-22. Actually, I have a triple setup in that. I've got two LEDs embedded in the side that point straight through, so it looks like it's twin engine. And then there's another one in the center, so it's got fill light from the one in the center, and then the ones on the side point straight out and make it look like it's twin engine. It's actually kind of cool. So yeah, hey, Chris Mitchell, Nate has his private pilot's license and his glider pilot's license. He was able to get his glider pilot's license first. I think you can get that at 16. And then when he turned 17, he got his private pilot's license. And yeah, he flies all the time. He might have been flying today, I don't know. But building up his hours and then going to taking all the necessary steps to become commercial, CFI, all that stuff. So should be cool to see him up in the ranks. But yeah, Air Marshal is reviewing that transmitter, and I already have friends that have it. Frank, who used to fly with a lot, he was pretty excited about that thing coming out, and he's figured it out and using it on several of his planes. I think all of his planes almost. So yeah, that is definitely something to think about. If people are using those things all over the world, especially in Europe, they're using them in high dollar planes with no issues. Yeah. Hey, EQ, let me know what it is you need. I've got a lot of other ideas. Funny thing is, wife and I, we've been working on a lot of projects with LEDs or other things. I put together a Halloween scene for her using my LEDs that I use for the stacks. And got some cool stuff going. So we're going to be busy working on some projects. It's cool that we can actually do something together. But I plan on doing stuff with guns too. I just haven't found lights that flash at the rate that I want them to. I have to get that working. Anyway, yeah, FR Sky. They're especially since they changed that user interface a little bit. I'm actually liking it. So we'll see. But if you guys haven't checked out EQRC's page, his things finally showed up. I don't know what's going on with shipping to that area, but shipping is either really fast or laid back. Like some stuff is showing up in 2 days, and other stuff takes weeks. So I don't know, but check out EQRC, his page, because he's got some stacks, Gooniac stacks, and then he's also got some other burners that he's posted. But I see more people are showing up. We're up to 26. It's cool. Thank y'all for being here. But we're gonna eventually transition over to the burner cam, so you can see, pull apart the F-22. I think I might just pull apart the F-22 today, so you guys can see in that, because it's got that setup that most of you guys haven't seen. It's 3 burners in there. That's funny too, for people always ask about if the burners are going to affect the battery balance. Well, I've got 3 sets of LEDs in the back of that F-22, and they are pulling off of 3 channels, of 3 cells on a 6S, and the thing comes down still balanced after the flight. So never worry about that. That ain't never gonna be a problem. That ain't gonna be no problem. So anyway, let's get this thing set up with the StreamYard. I need to send it to myself. So anyway, we're gonna do that right now. Sorry for the noise. Right. Kids are doing laundry at the moment, so you're gonna hear stuff making noise off. So let's get ready to set up the. So EQ, have a good night. Shaking the whole damn house, sound like a helicopter. Okay, so cool. Crash test dummy RC, what is happening? Thanks for being here. That's a good question. So you bought the FMS 90mm for the Freewing F-22. What changes do you recommend to make to the ESC? So it depends on which one you have, of course. The 6S, you don't have to make many changes. It draws 110 amps or less. Mine drew about 106 to 108. Peak was about, I think peak was 110, but it dropped off pretty quick and then settled at around 106 and stayed there for a while. Quite a bit of thrust too. So, but low timing, set your timing to low. Go through your ESC and also make sure that your cutoff voltage is low, so that it's better to hurt a battery than it is to kill your plane. And then turn off your not throttle cut. Turn off your low voltage cutoff. Make it lower. It can go a lot further before you start having issues. And Chris Mitchell, thanks for being here, and get some sleep. I got to be up at 5 a.m. here on my end, so I try not to stay on too long. But if you stay at 6S crash test WRC, just set your timing to low, anywhere between 5 degrees and 9 degrees for low. And that should be it. Make sure that you get your PWM right as well. I don't remember what it is on mine. I don't think I had to change it on mine, but some ESCs give you the option to change it. It's 4-pole, so it's a 4-pole inrunner. So see whatever your ESC recommends for a 4-pole inrunner, and make sure that it runs right. And you should see 110 amps or less at full throttle peak. So should be it. So, So cool. What else is going on here? Sorry for the difference in light here, but so I guess we should set up to do the actually I need to get my tablet. Set up to do the swap over. I'll get my camera set up. I'm going to shut off the camera and mic here for a second so I can get the things that I need, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, but I'm still working on the camera. I don't want to keep that music playing all crazy, but getting the camera working, and we'll have that showing here in a second. Sorry for a little bit of an echo. It's playing through my phone. I'm turning that down. It's gonna be down, so you won't hear it. Go back, turn off the mic. Mic off, there we go. So we're still setting that part up. Let's get there. Okay, so we'll pull that up on the screen, and then we're gonna start pulling stuff apart. So you can see my cat sitting there in my chair. But that is my beat up F-22. But we're going to get that fan out and take a look at that, see what's going on in there, and then may not get to do the rest of it, but I'm going to pull this fan out, and I'll try to pull the fan out of the F-15 so you guys can see both of those. I'm going to get the chat set up to where you can hear that, or to where I can see that. But here I am. But I've got to get the chat set up on my tablet so I can read what's being said up in her. Make sure to turn it down all the way. And that way I can keep up with the chat. But let's pull that over here. So I've got both planes on the table. My F-22 is right here, but then I've got the F-15 over there. My cat's in my chair right here. But what I'm gonna do, I'll pull this apart and then I'll show you the setup that I've done on my, that started out in the F-15, because there weren't a whole lot of setups that were reliable, aside from, going crazy high dollar. I didn't want to go crazy high dollar with the setups that I was using, just because it's a foam plane, and I don't see the use in getting a foam plane to cost all that much money just for a foam plane. And foam planes don't retain energy. They're just not as good of a setup as a composite. So I prefer saving the high-end fans for the composite planes because they make better use of the power. So getting in here and cutting the zip ties I have in place. Cut the wires. To see which is which. But I've got a triple burner in this plane. So there's burners in the sides here, and then one here in the middle. So the one in the middle is mainly fill light, and then the ones on the side actually point right out the rear. So if you look at it, it looks like there are twin engines on the plane. So it looks pretty cool. So, but we're going to get this out. I can show you. What? Get a magnet, so that I can. Let's put it proper section. Oh shit, there's a whole bunch of them. So what you do, this is something, I don't know if anybody knew this, but if you want your screwdriver to be magnetized, this is one way to do it. Take a magnet, put that strong magnet on the screwdriver, and that magnetizes it. There's a couple ways to do it. That's not the only way. That's one way. You can also just rub the magnet on it and take it off, and it'll do it too. But I'm actually going to put it on there, and see, it actually makes it magnetic. So let's get the rest off. And this is the older style Freewing fan. So it actually has a strap that goes over the, what the heck? A strap that goes over the fan and holds it, because there's no actual screws connected to the fan itself. So But this is a strap right here that holds it down. I put the electrical tape there to keep it from rotating, and that works pretty good. So let's out. There's ones. So as I was saying, there is a strap that goes across. And that's what that does. That holds it in place, but it's still free to move. So I put the tape there to eat up that extra little bit of space, and that holds it down. Out. So there it is. Oh, cool. So I did that on my F-15. To see if I did that on my F-15. Maybe I did. But I have, since I was planning on changing this, I have a quick connect set up so that I don't have to pull everything out. So the burner just disconnects. But one thing I always do on my high power setups, I always make sure to tape my connections, because when you get to a brushless motor is in a way like an AC motor, but not quite, but close. So whenever you have anything similar to AC, it the voltage can jump. So if it's not insulated, there's a possibility that it could arc or cause some kind of problems on the other connections. So it's better to insulate them, and it also helps keep them from coming apart. So I always use high quality electrical tape, or I will even sometimes I'll even just shrink wrap them together if I can change the direction with the controller. This makes it easier. I'll lay flat. Also change the direction using a programmer, so it's not that hard to do. My programmer does that too. So anyway, so I got the motor out. So this is the older fan that they used to sell from Freewing. I tried to buy as many as I could before they stopped selling them. But I also used the older FMS rotor. Now the difference between the new and old FMS rotor is that these are just pure plastic, and the spinner was plastic with holes. This rotor actually expands as the RPMs go up because it's only plastic. The newer ones that they have will actually are actually embedded with metal. So what I've noticed is that they don't expand with our higher RPMs. They don't make as much noise. This one will eventually make noise, will eventually go out of balance, and with these holes here, it's hard to actually get it balanced perfectly, but I did get it balanced, and it does work pretty good. I flew this in the air show. I've flown it a few times. 4 different, the plane's flown a lot with this setup, and it likes it. But since I've got this fan out, I can show you what I do with the burners. The way that I always set up this style burner with it, when I glue it, I always put a little lip there. Number one, there's always a lip here on the inside anyway, but I put a little lip there so that when the air gets to it, it doesn't just hit it, it actually flows around it. So out of all the ones on the market, mine is the most aerodynamic. The others will tend to rob thrust pretty badly. This one does not. Aerodynamic. But that's the motor. It's a 4082. It's a Hobby Star. And it's actually a boat motor. But that's one of the main reasons why I use it, because it's waterproof and it's a boat motor. So that tells you right there that it's going to be pretty strong. So it works really good. Doesn't heat up, even though it's pulling over 140 amps. But it works great. Flew really good in the F-15, but it also flew really good in this plane. So we got to try something different, though. It's been in there for a while. Why not try something different? I don't know if I'm going to have the time to get this F-15 together. F-15 apart. But let's, I'll take this thing off of the stand and show you the burner setup a little better. So there is the burner. Now this is the thing. It actually works along with the airflow. So other side, where is it? Other side is over here. Where is it? Can't get in there. There it is, right there. Right there. So it and it's out of the airflow. So the airflow goes that way, and this is basically on the side. There's clear tape here, so it does not disrupt the airflow at all, and it actually points out right in line with the exhaust here. So it looks like there's twin engines, and then with the other burner there, it looks like it's just it looks like it's a twin engine plane, which is what the whole intent was for that thing. So I haven't. Let me keep up with the chat here. Let me see what's going on. Watching. We still got 21 people, so cool. Thank you guys for hanging out, watching. So I got that fan out, and I didn't need to clip all that other stuff, but because I have it set up so that the burner will just plug in, and I think that the burner is the same way on the F-15. But let's I get the F-22 out of the way and pull the F-15 over here so we can pull it apart. Let's see here. That up, and again, my cat is taking up residence on my damn chair. All right, so we're gonna flip over to the F-15, and this one's beat up even more, so don't say anything about what you see underneath there. It's been to hell and back. I've had this plane since 2016, and it's been through no less than 6 different fan setups. So it's going to be a little bit beat it up, but it is. Get off. Get out of there. The heck? Why the hell ain't it gonna come out of here? There we go. So, currently have the FMS fan, and yes, I do have the quick connect. But as you can see, I've got stuff in there set up in a way where it's not going to be coming apart. So, pull apart. So I always put the tape in there to make sure the wires don't move around. And again, guys, Mr. Garfield Houston has done extensive testing with the FMS and Freewing fans. If you want to be amazed, check out the stuff he's done on his page, because he's actually pushed these fans to the limit, showing you how much they can actually take. And you will be blown away to see how much, how many cells these fans can take. Even though they're rated for a certain amount, they will actually do over. Check out Garfield's page, because he shows you what they will do. And it's actually pretty cool. This plane will do 7S no problem. This fan will do 7S no problem. Puts out an insane amount of thrust. And I don't think the amperage is even that high when it does it. So can be done. You have an ESC capable, and I do have an ESC capable. I have the new FMS 8S capable of doing 7 or 8S. I think 7S would be good in this plane. Okay, so we're taking off the insulation so that I can pull the connector off. Goofy hands fumbled the tape, but just gonna pull. There we go. I'll deal with the tape another time. But I put a quick connect on the burner, so that way I don't have to worry about rerunning the wire again since it's already there. So I can switch between the two fans pretty easy, between the two planes pretty easy. So this is an FMS fan, so I had to use different mount holes, but it actually went in there just fine. Let's get magnet, connect the magnet to there. Let's get this out. It's not working. There we go. Now it worketh. Let's get these out. I'll keep up. I'll go check on the chat here in a minute. Out of here. And I'll show you the fan. The fan's actually pretty cool because it's got a cooling fan on it built in. And it already has all that air flowing over it from the inrunner, from the fan itself. But it actually has a fan inside. Can't see it at the back, but you can see it in the inside here. There's an actual fan in there that cools it. And these things are pretty strong. I've flown this quite a few times. There are no nicks on the rotor at all. So it's a good setup. FMS did a good job with it. They also made sure to sink it down into the housing more, which helps with airflow. So pretty dang good. So got the fan out. Uses the same burner setup as I had on the other one because they're both 40 millimeters. But this is an FMS, and I use the little pigtail, of course, so that I can do the quick change. But put this fan in the F-22. So let's see what's going on with the. Oh, Temmie Cobra, glad to have you on here, my friend. Thanks for being here. I have lots of videos, and they're all just videos as they are too. They're not even really edited or anything, but videos are there. So there's a lot. Thanks for taking a look. If you got questions, you can ask questions in here too. Hopefully, if I don't get to it, somebody else will. But let's get the F-15 moved and get the F-22 back over here. I can do that with one hand. F-22 back. Goes here. I need to take a swig of water because I've been talking too much. All right, there we go. So Out of all the 90 millimeters I have, the F-15 is the oldest. So that's the one that, I don't know if it has the most flights, but it is the oldest airframe that I have in the 90 millimeter size. So the next in line is the F-104, but I think I'm gonna let that one go and start over with a new airframe because it's time. So these are almost the same size. Motors. The FMS motor is a little bit shorter than what was in there. So we're going to we're not going to have to do much moving around to get it to work because it should pretty much already be what it's supposed to be as far as wires and lengths and all that other stuff go. Should be pretty close. So we'll just had to cut off some of that insulation so that it will fit. But the thing here is I don't know how the fan will fit. So I'm just, the first one is just mainly going to be seeing if it will fit plane. And for the most part, it does. I don't think there's a little bit. Okay, so going to have to do a little bit of trimming. Not a whole lot. But, I don't think we're going to do all that here today, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming to get this thing in there. May not be able to do all of that here today, but I have, because I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of foam removal right here, and shouldn't be too hard. And this motor, again, I have a programmer, so going the wrong way. Just use the programmer to change the direction because I don't want to back apart. Burner connected. Those wires there, let's see how it will fit in there. And again, this might require me to do some extra Dremel work. I think Nate did say a little bit of Dremel work was needed, but not a whole lot. And it doesn't look too bad. I am going to have to do some just right back in here. Make a mark, a couple marks. I think I have to make a little bit of a mark for the lip. Yeah. So I have to remove some of the foam here. But for the most part, should be a fairly easy, the F-15, what am I doing? Should be a fairly easy, yeah, doesn't look too bad. For the most part, it's there. So there's a little bit of foam removal in here and some foam removal there. But it doesn't look too bad, and I think I can, I'm not going to do that tonight, but I can do it fairly easy. And I'll take this thing out to fly it this weekend. But for the most part, it just goes in there. So the main thing is getting this little bit here moved away. And I don't think the tape is there. Might be some tape there, but I can always change the tape. So I'll have to do a little bit of removal there and here. So I'll pull that tape out because this tape is, I don't have to remove it. I could probably just, yeah, I'll need to remove the tape and then I'll put new tape in there after it's done. Let's see how many people. But still got 13 hanging with me. So we're not going to do all of that, but at least you guys get to see. This is mainly for a couple of my customers that wanted to see the triple burner. So there is a triple burner setup that does work, and it works pretty well. The LED there, and it points straight to the back. Requires just a little bit of foam removal, and it fits in there. But I'm going to do this another day, but it won't be that hard to do. I just need to red brick screw. Ooh, those are loose. Good thing I looked too, because oh, there we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. So all I have to do is do some Dremel work there and here. Then I'll have to do the same thing. Oops. I have to do the same thing on the top side. Screw go. But I'll have to do the same thing on the top of the hatch cover there to make it work. But we can do that. But it's going to be too noisy, so we're not going to do that on the stream today. But I did want you guys to see this fan because this is a pretty cool looking fan, and they did do a really good job at putting the thing together. FMS has done. They underrate their stuff, so their fans that are rated for 6S will actually do 7 and 8, and the ones that are rated at 8S will actually do 9 and 10. So in Garfield, Houston has done the testing, so he knows it'll do it, and he has results, and with real-time telemetry and all that other stuff. So I get to see it real time. But I'm looking for a screw and I can't find it, so we're just gonna leave it. But so that's pretty much it, and I don't want to keep going too long because I've already been going long enough. For those of you on the East Coast, you're already getting tired. So let's wrap this part of it up and get back to a little bit of talking, and then we will call it a night. So at least you guys got to see some of it, and I do plan on getting this done and getting it up in the air this weekend. So let's drop this real quick. And then head to the other one. And we'll talk there for a little bit, and then we'll get on out of here. But and yeah, I saw that screw go off and went off and back towards the couch. We'll figure it out. We'll find it. So let's take a look real quick. We got 10 people still here, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for all this time. But let's see what everybody's been saying. So I have the Flyfans MiG-25, and I put inrunners in it, but it comes with outrunners, and the outrunners are more than adequate, more than enough power. They're not inrunners are not needed. I put the inrunners in because I wanted to, and because I wanted to be able to put fiery booties without having to worry about hurting the thrust. So that's why I did what I did. It did move the CG back. I had to put about 1.5 ounces of weight in the nose. I could probably even put another 1/2 ounce to make it a total of 2 ounces up in the nose. And it flies great. Flies really good. The only issue is that you don't have much room in that battery bay. So the biggest I can fit in there is a 5200. 5200 Sokokin pack and nothing else. I have a 5000 and a 5200. That is it. So yeah, it's you can do it, but it's not necessary. I just did it because I like inrunners and I wanted a fire booty setup in there. So cool, Anthony. You moved EDF to cool. So you got an FMS, yeah. Oh, nice. So you got 2 planes. Cool. Congrats. So yeah, and as you said, as I said earlier, they work better. They're more efficient at half throttle. There's less rotational mass with a inrunner, which equates to more RPM and less amp draw. Now the only downside is, well, I mean, it's not really a downside of the EDS because you don't need rotational mass. But if you have a prop plane, they like outrunners because that outrunner helps with spinning a bigger prop. That works against you with an EDF. You know, it's not a huge difference in RPMs, but there is a difference, and there is a difference in amp draw. So if you have a 60 millimeter, 64 millimeter inrunner with a 64 millimeter outrunner, full throttle, they're full throttle, they could be about the same as far as amp draw goes. But when you get to half, you'll notice a big difference in not only RPM, but also in amp draw. From what I've noticed, most of the just to use an example, an inrunner, an FMS inrunner compared to a Freewing outrunner of the same size. The FMS, and this is an 80 millimeter when I was doing testing. The 80 millimeters outrunners will pull around 55 to 60 amps at half throttle. Still moving a decent amount of air, but still 55 to 60 amps. And the inrunner will pull 35 to 40 amps at half throttle and move more air. So just depends. But almost always the inrunners work better. It is. So. But anyway, I don't want to keep everybody on here too long because I've already been going for longer than I was planning on going. It's been 1 hour and 28 minutes. So it has been very cool of y'all to be here with me this whole time. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I am going to call it a night. It's 8:44 p.m. here. Well, maybe a little bit late. This clock is fast. 8:37 on my end. So I'm going to get going. Thanks to everybody for being here. Termy Cobra, thanks for coming on. Victor, I see Jets. I didn't see you earlier, but thanks for being here. But I plan to get out and fly more and getting a new phone. So when I get the new phone, I plan to be able to do some good videos. I'm keeping my old one for other stuff, for videos. But new iPhone, top of the line iPhone, so it's going to have a pretty good camera and some more good stuff. And I've got my son, younger son, helping me with videos and such. So we got some stuff. So I'll have him helping me get my videos looking better and more appealing. Probably shorten them up a little bit so that they're just showing the stuff that people want to see. And y'all just come hang out whenever we have our stuff up. I'm planning to get out and fly a little bit more with Nate, either going to him, probably going to do some bush style flying with him at his house, but having Nate on the show more often too now that the days are getting shorter, so we can actually all hang out and act like idiots. So anyway, hopefully if everything goes well, I will have the show planned for Tuesday next week. So just keep your eyes on the notifications, because if I can, I'll set it up for Tuesday. That's it. Thanks for being here, y'all. And I'll leave the chat up for a few minutes, but then we will shut it down. But have a good night, everybody. Good night.